You're not a Christian. Hi, I'm Richard, the Yorkshire Atheist. So after that controversial opening to the episode, I just wanted to talk about an idea which has been inspired, in the most part, by the UK census. Now, you may or may not be aware that on Sunday, the 21st of March in the UK, that was Census Day, where the UK government collects information about each household. And one of the questions on that census form, which this year for the first time has been online for most people, is about the religion of people who are in that household. It was an optional question that was first put on the census in 2001. And so obviously this is the third census where that question's been included. And in 2001, there were just over 70% of the UK population who ticked the box that was labelled Christian. In the 2011 one, that was dropped from just over 71% to just under 60%, so 59 point something percent in 2011. I'm very interested to see what that figure will be come the 2021 census once that data is released. But it certainly made me think about the fact that I don't see 60% of the population as being practicing active Christians. And this whole thing of sort of like a latent, passive background Christian identity intrigues me. People talk about the UK as being a Christian country, and in lots of ways, in my last video I talked about the establishment of the church and all that sort of thing. And yeah, you could argue that. And that moral values are maybe based on some Christian ideas, and I guess you could extrapolate that in some way, possibly. But lots of people, because they go to a church school when they're younger, or because their grandma used to take them to church on a Sunday when they went over a sleepover, or because you turn on the TV and the songs of praise on there, or you were in a nativity play at school, or all these sorts of things. The major religions in the year are based around Christian holidays and festivals and celebrations. I think it's really easy to fall into the sort of default, yeah, I guess I'm a Christian then. Now, to me, and certainly back when I was a Christian, it kind of meant something different to actually be a Christian and have that active faith in God, to pray regularly and read the Bible regularly and participate in worship and acts of devotion. And certainly things like prayer were particularly important, but there is this idea of people who are culturally Christian. And obviously, I'm not making this video to try and, persuade people to, sort of write a certain thing on their census form, because the time has definitely been and gone since Census Day is at least 1 or 2 days in the past by the time you see in this video, if not a lot more. But I think people need to stop calling themselves Christians if they're not Christians. Ask yourself this question, do I have faith in God? And do I believe what's in the Bible, for example? As a simple question. Do I believe that Jesus is the Son of God and that Jesus died to save us and forgive us? Do I believe all those things? And if you don't, then maybe you're not a Christian. I mean, maybe you are. And I'm certainly not going to tell people that they're not allowed to use that label. But I think people who do use that label casually to describe themselves in a sort of, passive latent background Christianity. You go sometimes at Easter to church and you go sometimes at Christmas, but you don't really think about God and it doesn't play an active part in your day-to-day life. You're probably not. And in fact, if you look at the definition of the word atheist, you might be under that bracket instead. Obviously, on my census form, I ticked no religion because I don't have a religious belief. And you might be thinking, well, what does it matter? It's just a form. People can tick what they like and it doesn't have any impact. Well, I think it can do. You know, when a government says, well, 60% nearly of our population are Christians, that can be used to justify a lot of things going on in our country, which actually are not justifiable. There was about an 11% drop between 2001 and 2011 in the number of reported Christians in the census, and a similar increase in the number of people who reported to not have a religion. And certainly, if you look at the number of churchgoers each week in different denominations around the UK, you certainly don't see 60% of the population in there. Obviously, a religion is just sort of the list of ideas you have in your head about how the world works. So you don't necessarily have to attend a church building on a Sunday in order to be classed as a Christian, but it's generally a relatively good indicator. So I think labels are important because they do mean stuff. Labels do not only sort of identify you and yourself in the things that you believe, but, governments thinking that 6% of their population is of a specific religion can have big ramifications in how they treat that population and treat populations in different areas. So think about those labels, and I want you to just sort of interrogate your own ideas about that yourselves and whether or not labels apply to you and whether or not they don't. And in this case, for me, I reckon, just my tuppence worth, maybe it doesn't for most Brits, and maybe that's okay. Hi, thanks for watching. Just a few of my ideas that I wanted to band about. If you've not already caught it, me and two of my friends, Laura McGee and Richard Gilliver, have created a little trio that we call Skeptic Hangout, where we three as skeptics hang out and talk about some of humanity's biggest and most controversial topics, but yeah, with a bit of a skeptical hat on when we do so. I'll make sure there's a description down below so you can check that out. Our most recent episodes have been God, ghosts, UFOs, as well as vaccines, philosophy, and Easter is upcoming. So lots of different topics to discuss and delve into. There's a bit of a box set for you to catch up on, so please do check that out if you haven't done so already, as well as making sure you subscribe to this channel, Yorkshire Atheist, and making sure you like, share, comment, and all of the things YouTube are saying at the end of their videos. Thanks very much. I'll see you next time. Ta-ra!